Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. How's everybody's evening going? Welcome to the stream. Today we're going from San Diego to Phoenix and then making the return leg back. So let's go ahead and hop into the sim.
Southwest 178 for requesting pushback. Southwest 1784 pushback request accepted.
And seatbelt sign can come on. AP master, AP starter, OP, anti-ice. Nav and logo. If you guys are new here, go ahead and if you want, you can like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to the channel and the community. So
Lindbergh ground Southwest 1784 requesting the end of pushback. Southwest 1784 request to end pushback received. Lindbergh ground Southwest 1784 with whiskey ready to taxi IFR. Southwest 1784 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 27 via taxiway Bravo, Bravo 1. Contact tower on 118 decimal tree when ready.
Let's go ahead and get the 80s.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 27 via taxiway Bravo, Bravo 1 Southwest 1784.
As we wait on the community.
Lindbergh ground in 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha. Could you please send the catering truck? N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha. The catering truck is on the road. Lindbergh ground in 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha. Could you please send the baggage? N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha baggage is on the way.
There you can see the baggage going at it. But we're going to get the ATIS. So Lindbergh ATIS on 134.8. That'll do it.
Lindbergh Airport information whiskey
319
Zulu.
at 5.
Wind tree 19er at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition few clouds at 1,800 feet. Temperature 18. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.902. Visual runway 27 in use. Landing and departing runway 27. VFR aircraft same direction of flight. All aircraft red back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have whiskey.
Where can I put in here. Transition altitude is going to be 5,000. Put in the 319 at 5. So
Lindbergh
let's
ground,
see.
Skywest Tree 016 requesting the end of pushback. Skywest Tree 016 request to end pushback received. Lindbergh Airport information. Lindbergh ground, Skywest Tree 01.
Visibility 10.
Taxiing hold short runway 27 via taxiway Bravo Bravo 1 Skywest Tree 016.
Temperature was what, 15? UNH 2997 is what I think it said.
Lindbergh Airport.
Are you gonna freaking let me hear it? Please, please.
Lindbergh Airport. Lindbergh Airport information. X-ray 2300 Zulu. Wind tree 19er at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition. Few clouds at 1,800 feet.
Not bad.
Temperature 18.
9.
Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.902. Visual runway 27 in use. Landing and departing runway 27. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft red back.
I'm streaming, sorry.
Advise controller on initial contact.
Yeah, well, sorry, I'm streaming. $145. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry about that, guys. And then 1, 2. Let's take a look at our flight plan. Direct to well, we're gonna do the Burger 7 departure, so BDR. I think that's BR. Murder 7. It'll want there. There goes my controller once again. We're ready to go. So we're gonna do the strobe coming to the auto position decondition. And then we're gonna disconnect the strobe power. We're ready for pushback. Ground services, parking brake release, and pushback.
Lindbergh ground in 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha requesting pushback. N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha pushback request accepted. Lindbergh ground Southwest 2826 request taxi to the gate.
Maintain 10,000.
Southwest 2826 taxi to gate 100 using taxiway Bravo 7.
Set that to 1,000 feet per minute. Set this for
Taxiing to gate 100 using taxiway Bravo 7 Southwest 2826. Lindbergh ground in 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha requesting the end of pushback. N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha request to end pushback received.
Conditions 13.2. And let's go to not travel to, but let's go ahead and not weight and balance. Camera. Go to showcase. Which one is engine 2? Okay, now we're going to go back to the cockpit. There's Yep, and then instruction number 2. Start up and
Lindbergh ground in 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha with X-ray ready to taxi IFR.
there's an engine.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha taxi to and hold short of runway 27 via taxiway Bravo Bravo 1. Contact tower on 118.3 when ready. Taxi to and hold short runway 27 using taxiway Bravo Bravo 1 N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha.
There's both two clean engine starts, so we're gonna not turn off the nav, but we're gonna turn off the AP. Over here, turn on the taxi light. And looks like we get moved on. Very slow. Alright, I'm walking. There goes the controller again. We're gonna turn on Sys2 for the weather. We're gonna get on the taxi line. And we're also going to turn on the turn. Switch over to lumber, tell them 183. There goes the controller again. If you guys remember me talking about last week's stream about Saturday, on that Saturday about me having art school on that Sunday, the next day after the stream, it actually got canceled, so, but I have it on April 4th.
Lindbergh Tower southwest 213.712 miles east inbound visual runway 27 approach. Southwest 2137 Lindbergh Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er, 21319er at 5. Cleared visual runway 27 approach. Cleared visual runway 27 approach, southwest 2137.
We're gonna hold the brakes here.
Lindbergh Tower N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha ready for IFR departure runway 27.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha hold short runway 27. Traffic is generic on the runway. Alaska 201 exit runway when able.
Hold short runway 27 N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha.
Alaska 201, contact ground on 123.9er. N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha altimeter 29er.9er, 21319er at 5. Cleared for takeoff runway 27.
Cleared for takeoff runway 27 N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha.
Southwest 213, 7 wind tree 19er at 5. Cleared to land runway 27. Cleared to land runway 27 southwest 2137. Going to 123.9er Alaska 201.
E1, rotate. Those rate gears coming up.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha contact Los Angeles Center on 128.15. Good day.
128.15 N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha. Goodbye. Los Angeles Center N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha is at 1,600 feet, climbing 10,000 feet.
I'm streaming.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha Los Angeles Center altimeter 29er.9er 2 radar contact continue.
I'll be right back, stream. Let me just put this aircraft on autopilot and I'll do what you want.
Contact Los Angeles Center on
My God.
134.575.
I'll be right back, stream. Sorry about that, people.
N434JA November 434 Juliet Alpha, please expedite your climb 10,000 feet.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
That in there.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Yeah, we're 96 nautical miles out for basic to my mom.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
So if my mom's in chat,
Overspeed.
thank her for doing this for a delay.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
We're just gonna go ahead and travel on to approach. We're traveling on to approach because we were already 100 nautical miles out.
N434JA November 434 Juliet Alpha, descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
And there goes my controller again.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet in 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha.
5,000 feet.
N434JA November 434 Juliet Alpha, contact Albuquerque Center on 125.25. Good day.
125.25 and 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha. Goodbye. Albuquerque Center and 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha is at 14,900 feet, descending 5,000 feet.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha, Albuquerque Center altimeter 29.71 radar contact. Continue to Bravo X-ray Kilo. N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha, traffic is 7 o'clock 4 miles at 16,600 feet generic. Report them in sight.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha have the generic in sight.
You guys see my stream? Okay, yes.
125 for American 2088. Goodbye.
Alright, so we're 12 knots out of that way. We're on course and autopilot's taken over.
SkyWest 6404, you are 72 miles west. Descend and maintain feet, expect RNAV Yankee runway 7 right approach via Bravo X-ray Kilo transition. Clear to Bravo X-ray Kilo. Descend and maintain 4,300 feet, expect RNAV Yankee runway 7 right approach via Bravo X-ray Kilo transition. Clear to Bravo X-ray Kilo SkyWest 6404. N434 JA November, 4 tree, for Juliet Alpha contact Albuquerque Center on 125.4. Good day.
Going to 125.4 and 434 JA November 4 tree 4 Juliet Alpha. Albuquerque Center in 434 JA November 4 tree 4 Juliet Alpha is passing 7,400 feet, descending 5,000 feet.
N434 JA November 4 tree 4 Juliet Alpha Albuquerque Center altimeter 29.77 radar contact continued to Alice. Albuquerque Center SkyWest 6 tree 4 tree is at 11,000 feet, descending 5,000 feet. N434 JA November 4 tree 4 Juliet Alpha contact Phoenix approach on 120.7. Good day. SkyWest 6 tree 4 tree Albuquerque Center altimeter 29.77 radar contact continue to Ivana.
Going to 120.7 and 434 JA November 4 tree 4 Juliet Alpha. Phoenix approach and 434 JA November 4 tree 4 Juliet Alpha is at 6,000 feet,
Whatever.
descending 5,000 feet.
N434 JA November, 4 tree, for Juliet Alpha Phoenix approach altimeter 29.77 radar contact. Continue to head view.
miles. Start turning on our lights. And we're in Phoenix airspace. It's just there goes my controller again. There's Phoenix. We're dealing with the 272 at 9 for wind. There goes my controller again. Nine miles till landing. And I love music. 7 miles. We're going to set 4,000 feet.
N434 JA November 4 Tree for Juliet Alpha. You are 15 miles west of Sky Harbor. Contact Phoenix Tower on 120.9er when inbound on the
Runway
approach.
insight, you're down.
Tower on 120.9er and 434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha. Phoenix Tower and 434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha 1 3 miles west inbound Arnev Yankee runway 8 approach.
N434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha Phoenix Tower. Altimeter 29.75 wind 250 at 5.
Ah, so we're
Cleared Arnev Yankee runway 8
nosediving,
approach.
and I have
Cleared
0
Arnev
control of
Yankee
my
runway 8
aircraft.
approach and 434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Don't know how I'm overspeeding, but okay.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
American Tree 018, follow the aircraft on final. Wind 210 at tree. Caution the generic landing runway 26. Clear to land runway 25 right. Clear to land runway 25 right American Tree 018.
2005.
N434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha wind 210 at tree.
I mean, the last.
Clear to land runway 8.
Clear to land runway 8 and 434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha.
I'm gonna turn on live sign so I can see. Wow, this looks
1,000.
really good at night. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the light. It's off.
Five hundred. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 25.
That was harsh. I broke everybody's backs.
N434JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha exit runway when able. N434JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha contact ground on 132.55. Clear to land runway 25 right American 2908.
Trying to hold here.
American 2908 number 2 for landing. Follow the generic on final.
That was a horrible landing.
10 at
Totally
tree.
disconnects again.
Caution the generic landing runway 25 left.
Yeah.
Clear to land runway 25 right.
Going to 132.55 and 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha. Phoenix ground and 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha request taxi to the gate.
N434JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha taxi to gate 25 using taxiway Charlie 10 Charlie Juliet.
Taxi to gate 25 via taxiway Charlie 10 Charlie Juliet and 434 JA November 4 Tree 4
That's when
Juliet
we
Alpha.
do lifetime back.
Phoenix ground American 2908 request taxi to the gate. American 2908 taxi to gate 27 via taxiway Echo 8 Echo Tango Charlie Juliet. American 2908 hold position caution other traffic. American 2908 continue taxi. Taxiing to gate 27 using taxiway Echo 8 Echo Tango Charlie Juliet American 2908.
Shut down all aircrafts. I mean, all. Well, that's the first leg. Time to get the second leg going. We're going to turn on the APU.
Phoenix ground American 2439er requesting pushback. American 2439er pushback request accepted. Phoenix ground SkyWest 6237 request taxi to the gate. SkyWest 6237 taxi to gate 19er using taxiway Echo 8 Delta 9er Delta Tango Charlie India.
I'm going to turn off live time show real quick. And get the.
Taxiing to gate 19er using taxiway Echo 8 Delta 9er Delta Tango Charlie India SkyWest
Yeah, we're going to get this
6237.
that way. Ground services. Jetway.
Phoenix ground and 434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha. Could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft?
N434JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha. The jetway is going to be connected. Phoenix ground American 1426 taxi to the gate. American 1426 taxi to gate 17 using taxiway Charlie 8 Charlie Sierra Papa India. Taxiing to gate 17 via taxiway Charlie 8 Charlie Sierra Papa India American 1426.
Alright,
Phoenix
so
ground
now
American
we're
2439er with golf ready to taxi IFR.
trying to see if we
American 2439er taxi to and hold short of runway 26 using taxiway Charlie Charlie 9er Bravo Bravo 1 tree. Contact
should have
tower
left
on
at
118.7 when ready. American 1426 hold position caution other traffic. Taxi to and hold short runway 26 via taxiway Charlie Charlie 9er Bravo Bravo 1 tree American 2439er. American 1426 continue taxi.
That's main menu. Yes. Alright. Now we're gonna do that as our Kfhx. High altitude airways. Three 6-0. We're doing 8-7 departures. Holiday 308. Arrivals. Barrett 527. The approach are not 27 Yankee. And now we're just going to turn on external power.
Phoenix clearance delivery in 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha ready to copy IFR clearance to Lindbergh.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha is cleared to Lindbergh Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 8 climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure frequency is 125.4 squawk 6062.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha cleared to Lindbergh Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 8 climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure on 125.4 squawk 6062.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha readback is correct. Contact ground on 132.55 when ready to taxi. Good day.
In the heading of this time we're gonna zoom the heck out of the ND. There we go. Love how my controller blacks out. Ground services, jetway.
Phoenix ground in 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha. Could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft?
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha, the jetway is going to be connected.
Catering.
Phoenix ground in 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha. Could you please send the catering truck?
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha, the catering truck is on the road.
Phoenix ground in 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha. Could you please send the baggage?
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha, baggage is on the way.
Fuel pumps can come on. Flare shield can go to 100.
Phoenix ground American 2908 heavy taxi to the gate.
And then
American 2908 heavy taxi to gate 48 via taxiway Charlie 8 Charlie Mike.
start up the engines.
Phoenix ground Delta 757
Boys,
heavy request
we're
taxi
ready
to
to
the
go.
gate. Delta 757 heavy taxi to gate 52 via taxiway Echo 8 Delta 9er Delta
We're just
Tango
gonna try
Charlie
to take
Charlie
a
9er Bravo
little-
Charlie 11 Charlie.
On over to approach.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha contact SoCal approach on 128.1. Good day.
128.1 N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha. Goodbye.
And we are just
SoCal approach in 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha is at 7,000 feet, descending 5,000 feet.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha SoCal approach altimeter 29.9 tree radar contact. Continue to LYNDI. SoCal approach American tree 9er 1 heavy 8,500 feet.
sure our
American tree 9er 1 heavy SoCal approach altimeter 29.9 for radar contact. Continue to Papa Golf Yankee. American tree 9er 1 heavy, you are tree 2 miles east. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet, keep speed not above 210 knots, expect localizer runway 27 approach via LYNDI transition. Clear to LYNDI.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet, keep speed not above 210 knots, expect localizer runway 27 approach via LYNDI transition. Clear
It's
to
like
LYNDI,
9:02,
American
Mom.
tree 9er 1 heavy.
You said 9:30.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha, please expedite your descent 5,000 feet. American tree 9er 1 heavy contact Los Angeles Center on 128.15.
But I'm glad you don't
Okay.
care about my stream.
One two eight decimal 15 American tree 9er 1 heavy. Goodbye.
I'm glad the only thing you care about is me in bed. Gone.
SoCal approach American tree 9er 1 heavy is at 7,300 feet, descending 5,000 feet. American tree 9er 1 heavy SoCal approach altimeter 29.9 1 radar contact. Continue to LYNDI.
7 miles till final turn. We're going to turn down the quarter shield.
$2,500.
2,500 go. Continue. I'm going to drop down the line.
N434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha, you are 1,200 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 5,000 feet altimeter 29.901.
Climb and maintain 5,000 feet in 434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha.
N434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha traffic is 8 o'clock 4 miles at 5,100 feet Airbus A20N. Report them in sight.
N434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha traffic in sight.
American Tree 901 heavy traffic is 1 o'clock 3 miles at 3,300 feet Airbus A20N. Report them in sight. N434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha climb and maintain 4,000 feet. American Tree 901 heavy have the traffic.
Climb and maintain 4,000 feet in 434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
N434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha descend and maintain 3,600 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,600 feet in 434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
3,600.
N434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha descend and maintain 2,700 feet.
2,000.
Descend and maintain 2,700 feet in 434 JA November 4 Tree 4 Juliet Alpha.
SoCal approach American 1524 heavy is at 8,200 feet descending 5,000 feet. American Tree 901 heavy you are 10 miles east of Lindbergh. Contact Lindbergh Tower on 118 decimal tree when inbound on the approach. American 1524 heavy SoCal approach altimeter 29.902 radar contact. Continue to LYNDI. Tower on 118 decimal tree American Tree 901 heavy. 434 Juliet Alpha traffic is 12 o'clock 3 miles at 4,600 feet Airbus A20N. Report them in sight.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha have the traffic.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha, you are 9 miles east of Lindbergh. Contact Lindbergh Tower on 118 decimal tree when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 118 decimal tree and 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha. Lindbergh Tower and 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha 9 miles east inbound Arnev Yankee runway 27 approach.
N434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha Lindbergh Tower. Altimeter 29.9er, 2 wind calm cleared Arnev Yankee runway 27 approach.
Cleared Arnev Yankee runway 27 approach and 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha.
Lindbergh Tower Southwest 1487 heavy 9 miles east inbound localizer runway 27 approach. Southwest 1487 heavy Lindbergh Tower. Altimeter 29.9er tree wind 29er at 6. Cleared localizer runway 27 approach. N434 JA November 4 tree for Juliet Alpha, follow the aircraft on final. Wind 29er at 6. Cleared to land runway 27.
Cleared to land runway 27 and 434 JA November 434 Juliet Alpha.
Southwest 1487 heavy number 2 for landing. Follow the aircraft on final. Wind 29er at 6. Cleared to land runway 27. Cleared to land runway 27 number 2 Southwest 1487 heavy.
$1,000.
1,000 feet to go, continue.
$500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 60. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retire.
Southwest 1487 heavy go around.
Even ACC knew that.
Going around Southwest 1487 heavy. N434 JA November 4 tree for Juliet Alpha exit runway when able. Southwest 1487 heavy contact SoCal approach on 124 decimal tree 5. Good day. N434 JA November 4 tree for Juliet.
There it goes my controller again.
Contact ground on 1 tree 1 decimal 975. Skywest tree 428 heavy follow the Airbus A20N on final. Wind 29er at 6. Cleared to land runway 9er. 124 decimal tree 5 Southwest 1487 heavy. Goodbye. Cleared to land runway 9er Skywest tree 428 heavy. 1524 Heavy Niner, miles east inbound localizer, runway 27 approach. American 1524 Heavy Lindbergh Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er, tree, wind 29er at 6. Cleared localizer, runway 27 approach.
Going to 131.9er75 and 434 JA November 4 tree 4 Juliet Alpha.
N434 JA November 4 tree 4 Juliet Alpha taxi to gate 101 via taxiway Bravo 7.
And that was kind of dumb. You know where we're gonna travel to? Nowhere. Alright, well, guys, this is gonna be the end of the stream.
N430.
There. Alright, guys, that's gonna be the end of the stream. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe, and like. Those are the 4 things you guys have to do. That is the end of the stream. So from the moderators and from the virtual flight deck, my name is Miranda Aviation, and I'll see ya!